Hello, the name is Daman Dev Sood. Welcome to my weekly show, my top tips, and the discussions today will be about cybersecurity breach, recovering from a cybersecurity breach. Cyber attacks, cyber incidents have been increasing across globe for almost everyone. Hence the importance of this discussion. The basis of this discussion is a contributory article on LinkedIn as one of the top voices. The article called "How Can You Help Clients Recover from a Cybersecurity Breach?" If anyone would like to go through the full article, there you will find views of other experts also, and the full article as well. Article talks about assessing the impact, containing and remediating, analyzing and learning from the cybersecurity breach, reviewing and following up, and expanding and growing. I'll be touching upon some of these where I contributed specifically with my views. So my top tips about recovering from a cybersecurity breach for you, if you are the clients, organizations yourselves, or for your clients if you are a consultant, if you are a consulting firm. The first point was assessing the impact. The challenge is that many organizations perhaps do not have their list of assets, up-to-date list of assets. Without that, you will not be able to conduct the assessment. And by the way, this impact assessment has to be done in advance before the breach. During breach, you will quickly pick up from there, maybe a little more assessment, but start using what you already had done during the peacetime. Second point was containing and remediating. So today, the consultant is expected to be an expert in communication and media management as well. This is my input to you. The news about cyber breach spreads or will or can spread as fast as the cyber breach itself, which spreads at very fast speed, we know. So containing the main incident is not enough. The communication and media not managed effectively can cause more damage, including damage to you, your client's reputation than the cyber breach itself could cause. I have always written a statement in all crisis communication. Please do not believe and do not be part of and do not spread any rumors. Ask your company or supervisor for official updates and route any external or media queries to the official spokesperson who is Mr. or Miss XYZ, XXX. And once again, the challenge is that this person is not known to all in the organization. We also need to, if you want to make this point effective, that only the spokesperson should deal with media, should interact with media. If you want to make this effective, we need to write a policy, media policy, in which we mention that this person only will speak. But we also need to tell people what are the implications, could be the implications if you speak, Daman. You were not supposed to speak, but if you interact with the media, these could be the penalties, the implications that also need to be written, and that also needs to be told to the people. We make many policies, but do people understand those policies? That's a very important point. If we want to be good in managing risks, cyber risk, specifically today we are talking about, and ultimately we are talking of being resilient. The next point is about communication. So communicate and reassure, the article said. My contribution, the best communicators who most likely will be from the market and communications department, the heads of those departments, even they will struggle to write effective communication under pressure when the cybersecurity breach has taken place. Hence, a crisis communication plan containing holding statements is mandatory. This holding statements is found missing when I go to organizations as an auditor. A holding statement is a pre-written, pre-drafted, pre-approved statement or communication that can be issued quickly with the least modifications during crises when needed. A test of communication capabilities, including usage of such holding statements, is a good practice. Good practice that you test your communication plan, including these holding statements. So I strongly recommend that all consultants to do this with their clients in their good times, peace times, so that the bad times or war times are managed effectively and efficiently. And once again, we become a more resilient organization or community, a group of organizations which are more resilient. Review and follow-up was another point in the LinkedIn article. My contribution, that I call it blowing your own trumpet. We know this phrase for decades, generally given to us to be a negative phrase. The man blows his own trumpet. The man is not a good guy. I say, let's blow. I mean to communicate. If you have done a good job, then let it be known to the whole world. I recommend developing cases and case studies. With a word of caution, most case studies published publicly, which would be available to you and me, have only the info, not the real facts, not data and figures. So the reader tends to take them as marketing material only. I'm talking about myself also. When I look at those cases, case studies, generally a pager, which is a marketing requirement. The case study should not be more than a page, in which you tend to use a figure also, at least one figure. So there's not enough space either. And this is confidential. So people tend to believe, we tend to believe that it's marketing material only. So at least a detailed version of the case study, including all facts and figures, including impact or loss due to cyber breach. No one is willing to share this easily. And also the expense made in recovery. No one is willing to admit this openly. This must be such a case study, detailed one with all such figures, must be maintained and used as and when required, at least with the internal audience. All employees in the organizations must know what happened, what did we do, how much did we lose, and how much did we spend in recovering from this. If you have any questions around this topic, managing cybersecurity breaches, or otherwise about resilience, please feel free to write to me. I'll be happy to respond at any time. With this, I would like to close today's discussion. My weekly show, my top tips, every Wednesday, 9:30 a.m. IST. I look forward to seeing you every Wednesday. Take care. Bye-bye.